In this episode of Q&A, I decided to answer questions I get several times a week from massage therapists struggling physically, mentally, and financially in their practice that wants to make the switch to shorter treatment times. The questions are usually similar along the lines of being physically drained, mentally worn down, and struggling financially to get ahead, or just frustrated that they aren't able to get consistent results. They say to me, I would love to do this and implement it all, but in this episode, I handle and address the but part, because usually after that is just a story and excuse you tell yourself why you can't do something. I hope you enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast, where we teach massage therapists a new treatment system that focuses on working smarter, not harder, allowing them to cut their treatment times by 50% so they can stay healthier and help more people get out of pain. Dr. Matt Maggio here. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the podcast. Let's jump right into it. So I get a lot of inquiries. I think I said that word right. A lot of people reaching out through wherever. You might consume my content on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You're on my email list. Lots of places. I'm everywhere. I always learned that if you don't know me, you can't flow me. So I put a lot of information out there. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get this information out to more people so we can get people better quality hands-on soft tissue treatment delivered by quality hands-on soft tissue practitioners just like you. And I get lots of people that reach out. And usually it's massage therapists. Usually they've been following my content for a while and they're struggling with a few of the following things. And maybe this sounds like you. Number one is they're just physically beat up and they're mentally drained. This is a hard profession. Body work is very taxing and grueling, not just on your body, but on your mind. Another issue that I'm seeing a lot of is just not getting consistent results. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. You don't really know what to do or where to go. And you're taking all these trainings and these seminars and they say, just do this technique or do this type of treatment and it's going to work. And sometimes you get results, sometimes you don't. It's just not consistent. Next one is just not having a full plan, like a plan of action to get in there and what you're going to do every visit, and having what's just called a treatment plan across the board and seeing it through all the way to the end. You're kind of just winging it. You don't really have a plan where you go in. You just wait for the client to say, well, it hurts here, it hurts there. And then you're going to attack it and you're going to throw a bunch of different things at it, different modalities. You might massage it, you might stretch it, you might put some cups on it, you might throw some tape on it. You don't really know. You're just kind of winging it each time. And without a plan, you're never going to get to the destination. The last issue that we end up seeing is clients just not listening to you as a practitioner or taking you as serious as they should be. They look at you more as someone that's providing them a service instead of someone that's actually fixing their problem. And that can cause a lot of issues because the clients need to take you seriously as a healthcare provider, especially if you're in that solution-based model. And a lot of times, even when you're helping, your treatments are better than anything else out there, the client still defaults and goes back to the chiro or the PT, because they just have more credibility because they might be a doctor. And I've covered that in exhaustion over the last couple of years of the podcast. Like, soft tissue treatment is the best treatment out there when it comes to fixing an injury, and chiros and PTs just aren't doing it. So they reach out to me because they're mentally, physically drained. They're not getting enough consistent results. They never have a plan of what's going on. And their clients are kind of treating them like shit and not taking them seriously and still going to the chiro and PT when they know that shit doesn't work. So they reach out and they say, I really love what you're doing and your message, and the idea of like a more shorter treatment time, more functional based, more solution based sounds awesome. I would love to do that. I would love to implement that into my practice. But, and there's that word, but. Here's what I've learned. Anything that you hear after but is usually some bullshit and a story that you tell yourself. You're like, well, I would love to do this. I'm having these problems. I'm not getting results. I need to change, but I'm not going to do that. And this is a story that you tell yourself. There's so many limiting beliefs out there. And this is what I've been seeing across the board. It's hard for me because I am not a massage therapist. I've made that clear. I have my doctorate in chiropractic. I think chiropractic is complete nonsense, doesn't do anything to actually solve the problem. I'm a black sheep in my own profession. I talk about why the adjustment actually makes things worse. I'm all in on soft tissue treatment, but I've never been a massage therapist. I've never done anything longer than a 30-minute treatment session. Right now, my treatment sessions range from 15 to 20 minutes. So I don't understand fully what's going on with your business and your practice and what's being kind of drilled into your head across the board in the profession. So I reached out to a couple people, and one in particular, a pretty awesome dude. His name is Luis. I think he's out in LA. He's crushing it, professional athletes, great practice. And he's been all in on the shorter treatment times for the last couple of years. And he's really seen his practice excel and grow. So I shot him a message on Instagram, and just asked him, like, what do you see? Like, what's really holding massage therapists back from switching to this more effective, better, shorter treatment model? And he gave me 4 answers. Number 1 was the practitioner has to believe in themselves and the work they do. When you do that, the patients will see you as a healthcare professional and take your word and recommendation. Number 2, massage therapists aren't good at sales. That's one thing they need to learn and work on without being pushy. Number 3 is they need to explain the process of what's going on, what it's going to take to reach the patient's goals. When you lay out the plan, the patient can vision it and see what it's going to take to reach that goal. And then lastly, he said the short sessions are usually work best for someone that has their own standalone office or clinic. He says it's not really possible to do this if you're like a travel massage therapist or doing house calls. I really appreciate you, Luis, sending that in. It really helped give me some insight. So what do we do here? How do we get past the but? Because the but is just the bullshit and the stories you're telling yourselves. And I haven't just done this with myself. I've done it with multiple other massage therapists who came in with the same problems and the same limiting beliefs you have. So on this episode, I really wanted to share how we go about getting rid of these limiting beliefs and these issues that you're having, and really just making the switch from a service-based provider to a solutions-based provider, going down to a 15, 20, 30-minute session, more effective, more deliberate. It's better on your body, better on your mind, better quality patients, and you know what? You make a hell of a lot more money too. So the first thing we do when you decide, you got to decide you've had enough of the bullshit. You've had enough of your body getting fucked up and just getting destroyed and not getting the results you need. You have to decide. You have to admit that you have a problem and you actually have to want to change. Once you decide that, we start working on your mindset. And number 1 problem that I see across the board is the idea of scarcity versus abundance. Scarcity mindset is where you think there's a limited amount of people that are going to be able to come in and see you. You tend to think that your current clients are the only ones. You don't understand that there's so many other people out there that would want access to your care. Maybe they don't have the time to come in for an hour, but they do have time for 15 or 20 minutes. Maybe they don't understand that you're not a service-based provider, you're more of a solution provider. There's a lot of things in there that could be holding you back there, but understand that there are so many other people out there that need your help that just don't know that you exist and don't know that you do things differently. They've been ingrained in this, I guess, bullshit dichotomy of like massage therapy is supposed to be a certain way, and you do things differently and you switch your mindset across the board. Number 2, we teach you how to critically think, figuring out exactly what the problem is. I'm amazed at how much treatment techniques, bullshit is just like, hey, do this treatment and see what happens. Treat the fascia, treat the psoas, treat the subscap, put some cups on here, do some fascial shit. And they don't actually tell you where to go. This is why you're getting those lackluster results and not getting to the root cause of what's really going on. So we teach you how to figure out the problem and what exactly that problem is in a very efficient manner, because you can't fix a problem if you don't know what it is in the first place. Then we show you how to do a functional based evaluation. So you know what you're finding, you know where the limitations are, you're getting true objective data instead of just subjective of how do you feel? Anyone can make you feel better, but the only way to make you feel better long-term is to improve your function with objective data. Then we show you how to palpate, how to find the areas. Then we show you treatment, results-driven treatment that is better, more effective, doesn't beat the hell out of your body, and gets your clients the results that last. Once again, teaching you to work smarter, not harder. That's my whole mission. Get you to work smarter, not harder, because you know you're fucking redlining it. You know you can't keep doing what you're doing. You know it's not sustainable, but you're afraid to do different things. Next one is we do a client education program. What is that? Oh, we actually start telling people about what this is and how we do it and what makes it different. We start by marketing it internally. We have a whole series where we send out some messages and some educational videos to your current clients that are like, hey, this is what we're doing now. This is more of a functional based, solution based type of treatment. It's quicker, but it's more effective. And it's worked really, really well in all the other clinics that I've worked with. And they've gotten a lot of responses back where people are like, holy shit, I didn't even know you were doing this. I've had this shoulder problem for forever, but I just figured, you're a massage and you just, more about relaxation and things like that. I didn't know you actually specifically fixed a problem. Who would have known? Once again, earlier I said, if they don't know me, they can't flow me. And you're not educating people about what you do, how you can help, and what really sets you apart. Next thing we do a new client education program. Yeah. And we've already done it for you. It's already plug and play and ready to go. You don't have to think about it. I know when you think about marketing, it makes you want to like curl up in a corner and be like, I don't want to do this. I hate marketing. It's scary. But at the end of the day, marketing is very important because it lets people know about what you can do and how you can help. So now we start to get some of those newer people in there. And that's where the abundance mindset comes in. And then lastly, what we end up doing is we do what I call the 1-for-1 switch. What's that? 1-for-1 switch is people think they're like, well, I really want to do the peak method. I want to implement it into my practice, but I just don't see how it can happen. I start telling myself all these excuses and all these reasons why I can't do it. And they're like, well, my clients will never go for that. So what we created is a 1-for-1 switch. So what we do is we go through and we make a list of all your clients and we actually rank them. You got those pain in the ass clients that you can't fucking stand, that are annoying, that you wish you didn't have to see them, but you see them anyway because it helps pay the bills, it helps bring money in. So what we do is we replace them with one new peak client, and then we get rid of that other person. And the way we get rid of them, we just say, hey, we're going down to a shorter, more functional-based treatment model, and then we go 1-for-1, 1-for-1, 1-for-1. And what we found is that about 50 to 60% of your clients actually want to switch over to this, which is awesome. Those are the people that are like, respect you, understand how hard you work, and want you to just give them better results. And then you lose about 40% of those like shitty clients that you don't want to have, but you replace them with more quality, higher paying clients that listen to you, that want to get their problem fixed, and you just switch it out. So it's not like I'm asking you to change it all overnight. It's a slow process, but as you do it, you can start getting rid of some of those people. And I had one of the people that implemented the full program, they actually enjoyed doing this list. They're like, man, I went through and I was like, man, I can't stand like 4 of those people. I would love to get rid of them. And it motivates you to get better quality clients that want to work with you, that you're happy to work with. So that's what we do. Getting you to change your mind. You have to change your mind and understand, like, you can keep telling yourself that story that, hey, I'm good, I can keep going. You know it ain't true. You're burning it at both ends. You're stuck. You're not getting the results that you need. You're struggling to get just more credibility for what you do. Clients are kind of walking all over you, and you just want to do something differently. You want to do it more effectively, and you want to be taken seriously as a healthcare provider. And that's what we do. So I got a couple action steps for you. Number 1, I talk about all the time, go get the free training and actually go through all of it. I can go through and see how far everyone goes, and I'd be amazed at how many people have downloaded it, but doesn't take it all the way through. I hesitated to give it to you for free because usually when you do things for free, you don't take it as seriously, but I put a lot of good information out there and really helping you change your mindset, getting some functional based stuff, critical thinking, figuring out problems, and really a taste of what the peak method can really be. And I just finished it and I'm getting ready to launch it, and stay tuned over the next couple weeks. I always said, I don't really have anything to sell you, but actually now I do have something to sell you because I put it together. I've been fine tuning it for probably the last year. We just put together a full bore online program with certification, CEUs and all that kind of stuff. I'll have pricing and all that kind of coming out and more details coming soon. But it's the whole system from start to finish. And the guarantee with that, by the end of that program, you're going to be able to confidently cut your treatment times by 50% and actually be able to make a heck of a lot more money and just be in a better place from there. So I do have something to sell this time around. And my idea is if I have something that's really good to sell, I'm going to offer to you and you could know that it has tremendous value with it. Number 3, is the fear of change worse than the pain you're in? Think about that. They're just beat up. I get people reach out all the time like, man, I can't do shit. I am so banged up at the end of the week. I just want to crawl in bed and feel like I'm going to die, but I don't want to change. So it's like, is the fear of change worse than the pain you're in, you got to decide that for yourself. Another thing, share the show with other people. We're getting downloads from all over the place, and that's because people like you are listening, supporting. If you haven't followed me on the socials, I'm very active on LinkedIn and definitely YouTube as well. And lastly, just get out there and be great. I talk about this all the time. Be so damn good that they can't ignore you. And just have a real conversation with yourself about where you want your business to go, where you want your practice to go, what a perfect day looks like, and understand that you can do it differently. You can do it faster, more effectively, and get the business and life and practice you deserve and help people get out of pain for good. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number one, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number two, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.